Raymond Burr, a name synonymous with iconic television characters like Perry Mason and Ironside, was more than the calm, authoritative figures he portrayed on screen. Born Raymond William Stacey Burr in 1917 in New Westminster, British Columbia, he experienced a childhood shaped by instability, early family separation, and frequent relocations. These formative years fostered both resilience and introspection, qualities that would later define his commanding presence as an actor. Burr's life was a fascinating mixture of public acclaim and private complexity. On screen, he became a symbol of justice, intelligence, and moral authority. Yet, behind the scenes, he navigated a world of deeply personal grudges, unspoken bitterness, and meticulous control over the relationships and spaces around him. His journey from a young Canadian boy to a towering figure in Hollywood reflects not only his remarkable talent, but also the human vulnerabilities that accompanied his rise. Burr's life is a study in contrasts: devotion to craft and family, brilliance in acting, and an enduring struggle with resentment and unresolved tensions that shaped his relationships until the very end. Early life and formative years. Raymond Burr's childhood was marked by upheaval and adaptation. As the eldest of 3 children born to a hardware salesman and a pianist mother, Burr experienced his parents' divorce, which forced him and his siblings to relocate with their mother to California. The constant movement and adjustment to new schools and communities likely influenced his later ability to inhabit complex, emotionally layered characters. Burr's early education at San Rafael Military Academy instilled discipline, while later studies at Stanford University and UC Berkeley, though sporadic, exposed him to broader intellectual pursuits. He eventually found his calling at the Pasadena Playhouse, where he trained in acting, refining his voice, emotional range, and stage presence. The struggles and successes of these early years shaped Burr's identity as someone who thrived on control, precision, and hard work. They also contributed to a deep sense of independence and resilience. These experiences provided the foundation for both his professional achievements and his personal tendencies to hold grudges, as early betrayals and disappointments may have left a lasting imprint on his psyche. Early film career and typecasting. Burr's early Hollywood career was defined by roles that capitalized on his imposing frame, deep voice, and intense presence. Frequently cast as villains or menacing figures, he appeared in noir and crime dramas such as Pitfall and Raw Deal, and gained significant recognition for his role as Lars Thorwald in Hitchcock's Rear Window. These performances established Burr as a capable and compelling actor, though often in antagonistic roles. While critics and audiences admired his ability to create tension and menace, Burr's personal talents extended far beyond such one-dimensional portrayals. Directors began recognizing his capacity for nuance, emotional depth, and authority, paving the way for his transition to more heroic and complex roles. Despite early typecasting, Burr's intelligence and meticulous preparation allowed him to elevate each character, making even the smallest roles memorable. His early struggles to break free from villainous parts perhaps sowed the seeds of resentment toward Hollywood, particularly those he believed had underestimated his potential. These experiences underscored Burr's awareness of power dynamics in the industry, teaching him both patience and the value of asserting control in future professional relationships. Perry Mason, rise to stardom. Raymond Burr's rise to fame reached its zenith with the role of Perry Mason, the brilliant and tireless defense attorney. Premiering in 1957, the series ran for 9 seasons and 271 episodes, showcasing Burr's ability to command attention with his intelligence, composure, and emotional resonance. Perry Mason was not just a lawyer on television. He embodied fairness, justice, and moral clarity at a time when American audiences craved stability and integrity. Burr brought authenticity to the character, blending steely determination with genuine compassion, which allowed viewers to trust both Mason and the actor himself. The role earned Burr 2 Emmy Awards, solidifying his place in television history. Perry Mason was more than a professional triumph. It was a cultural touchstone, representing the intersection of moral clarity and personal dedication. Burr's meticulous attention to the character, his respect for legal accuracy, and his ability to maintain authority and warmth simultaneously helped define what would become a benchmark for legal dramas worldwide. Even decades later, Perry Mason remains synonymous with Burr's genius and commitment. Ironside, breaking boundaries. Following Perry Mason, Burr tackled another groundbreaking role in Ironside, portraying Chief Robert T. Ironside, a police detective paralyzed from the waist down. Airing from 1967 to 1975, the series was one of the first major television shows to feature a central character with a disability, challenging societal perceptions of capability and strength. Burr's dedication to portraying Ironside with dignity and realism reflected his deep commitment to authenticity in his craft. The show demonstrated that physical limitations do not diminish intelligence, leadership, or moral authority. For audiences, Ironside became a symbol of resilience, empowerment, and determination. Behind the scenes, Burr's careful management of his performances and relationships on set highlighted both his professionalism and his need for control. The character's depth mirrored aspects of Burr's personal life, a man shaped by early challenges, determined to maintain agency and integrity despite obstacles. Through Ironside, Burr expanded the scope of representation on television and cemented his reputation as an actor willing to tackle socially relevant themes while staying true to his artistic vision. Personal relationships and early marriage. Raymond Burr's private life was as intricate and often turbulent as his public persona. His brief marriage to actress Isabella Ward in 1948 serves as an early example of the challenges he faced in balancing personal connection with professional demands. Burr and Ward initially met at the Pasadena Playhouse, a place of shared creative ambition, and their relationship rekindled years later, leading to marriage. Despite their affection, the pressures of Hollywood, combined with complex family living arrangements, contributed to the marriage's collapse. Ward returned to Delaware, and the union ended in divorce by 1952. This chapter of Burr's life highlighted his early struggles with intimacy and the strain that public and private responsibilities imposed on relationships. While brief, the marriage also left a lasting impression on Burr, perhaps influencing his cautious and meticulous approach to future partnerships. It underscored his tendency to hold on to grievances, a pattern that would re-emerge in both professional and personal spheres throughout his life. Enduring partnership with Robert Benavides. Burr's most significant and enduring personal relationship was with Robert Benavides, whom he met in 1960 on the set of Perry Mason. Their bond evolved into a lifelong partnership, characterized by mutual support, trust, and shared endeavors outside Hollywood. Benavides eventually left acting to support Burr's career and contributed to Perry Mason TV movies as a production consultant, symbolizing the depth of their connection. Together, they pursued quieter ventures, including orchid cultivation and eventually a vineyard in California's Dry Creek Valley. The vineyard represented not only a shared passion, but also a private sanctuary, reflecting the stability and companionship that Burr had long sought. Their partnership endured until Burr's death in 1993, demonstrating that despite early disappointments and complexities in his personal life, Burr was capable of profound loyalty, care, and collaboration. Benavides's management of Burr's legacy through their shared ventures also ensured that Burr's influence persisted beyond his lifetime. Grudges and personal bitterness. Despite his professional success and deep personal connections, Raymond Burr was known for holding grudges until the end of his life. He harbored resentment toward colleagues such as Barbara Hale, his co-star on Perry Mason, as well as industry figures who had underestimated him early in his career. Burr's bitterness extended to former romantic partners, journalists, and critics who questioned his talent or appearance. This tendency toward grudges reflected a defensive, controlling aspect of his personality, shaped by early challenges and disappointments. While many admired his brilliance and dedication, those close to him recognized that his inability to forgive and forget cast a shadow over his interactions. Burr's grudges were not superficial irritations. They were deeply held, enduring grievances that shaped his professional decisions, personal relationships, and even his portrayal of complex, authoritative characters on screen. This dimension of Burr's personality added layers to his legacy, illustrating that immense talent can coexist with profound human vulnerability and unresolved emotional tension. Philanthropy and interests. Outside acting. Beyond his work on television and film, Burr was a committed philanthropist and an individual with diverse personal interests. He supported charitable causes including children's hospitals, educational institutions, and wildlife conservation, often quietly and without public recognition. His passion for horticulture led him to operate orchid farms in Fiji and California, contributing to botanical research and cultivating rare species. Later, he and Benvedez developed a vineyard in California, which became both a personal retreat and a symbol of their shared life. These pursuits allowed Burr to cultivate beauty and stability outside the public eye and showcased his thoughtful, nurturing side. While he could be bitter and meticulous in relationships, his generosity, loyalty, and dedication to causes he cared about revealed a more compassionate and human dimension. These endeavors reflected Burr's capacity for quiet influence, leaving tangible legacies beyond entertainment, and underscoring the complexity of a man whose public persona often overshadowed the depth of his private character. Final years and legacy. Raymond Burr remained active in acting until his health declined due to kidney cancer, which ultimately claimed his life in 1993. Even in his final months, he demonstrated remarkable dedication, completing Perry Mason films from a wheelchair or hospital bed. Burr's passing was mourned widely, with tributes recognizing both his professional achievements and his humanitarian spirit. He left an enduring legacy through his iconic television characters, contributions to representation in media, and commitment to charitable work. Despite his known personal grudges and occasional bitterness, Burr's influence extended beyond his flaws, inspiring generations of actors and fans alike. His work in Perry Mason and Ironside continues to be celebrated, illustrating the lasting impact of his artistry, discipline, and moral resonance. Burr's life serves as a reminder that brilliance and complexity often coexist, creating a legacy that is both human and extraordinary, marked by dedication, resilience, and the lasting power of storytelling.